The Chicago Bears and Minnesota Vikings, a week 1 showdown on Monday Night Football. It doesn't get any better than that. Caleb Williams, the former Heisman Trophy winner, #1 overall pick of the 2024 NFL Draft, versus J.J. McCarthy. Not just that, this is J.J. McCarthy's first start as a starting quarterback in the NFL. Who has more weapons than this kid? Aaron Jones in the backfield, so dynamic with his ability to come out and catch passes as well as break tackles. Main thing for him is staying healthy. But Justin Jefferson, he's either the best wide receiver in football or he's 1B because he's so talented. New head coach / offensive coordinator, you could call him, and Ben Johnson is bringing a different element to Chicago. This will be a team that leans on the run like we've seen, of course, them do. We know the Bears element has been, of what we've grown up around, has been running the football, playing defense. It's not just that. It's the play action off of it. Of what made him successful in Detroit was the play action. It was single back. It was 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end, 1 running back, 2 tight ends. So they got Colston Loveland to be able to run that set. Loveland and Cole Kmet. What does that mean? A more physical brand. Tougher to cover in the end zone because you've got bigger bodies there on the field. And they get Luther Burden in the second round. Chicago has all of the weapons, and not just the weapons. They've got guys in the trenches, but Minnesota's got that too. Donovan Jackson was the most versatile player in the 2025 NFL Draft. How do I know that? I'm a big Ohio State fan. I remember what he did. He transferred out from left guard to left tackle once Josh Simmons went down. Remember, Josh Simmons could have been a top 10 pick at left tackle before he got hurt in that Oregon Classic game in the middle of the season. Jackson bumps out to left tackle, plays phenomenal there. He played at such a high level because he was an All-American at left guard. So he is in that interior. Also, they bring in the kid from Indianapolis and Kelly. They bring in Jonathan Allen. They have Javon Hargrave in the trenches. That is a Minnesota front line and offensive line that they committed to because they saw what happened against the Rams. 9 sacks, that is unacceptable for any game, especially in the playoffs after they went 14-3. So let's talk about the Bears trenches and what they're playing against Minnesota. This is a tall task. It's tough for Joe Thuney at that left guard spot. It's tough for Drew Dahlman going up against that interior of Allen and Hargrave. And then for Darnell Wright at right tackle to go up against Van Ginkel and Dallas Turner. Minnesota Vikings fans know Dallas Turner, as do Bears fans, knowledgeable fan base. This kid was the SEC caliber defensive player of the year in the Southeast Conference, the best defensive player in the SEC, and he was not a starter for Minnesota last year. What does that tell you about Jonathan Grenard and Van Ginkel, how good they were at those edge positions there in Minnesota? Not going to make it easy on Caleb in Chicago. You can get that right guard and Jonah Jackson, improve the whole offensive line unit to be one of the better units in the NFC now. That's not going to be easy to move the football against. You can have Burden, you can have Loveland, you can have DJ Moore, you can have Odunze. It's going to be tough against that secondary. Opportunistic a whole lot last year. The hitman still roams large, waiting for his next target to take out. Talk about J.J. McCarthy now. He has the mobility, not the biggest arm. There's a reason why Caleb went higher than him, but that winning mentality. A national championship can make up for what you might lack in the ability to throw the football down the field, of what you can in self-confidence, in your belief, in your mental toughness, that when you get hit hard by a Montez Sweat, that you can get back up, that you can lean on the other leaders on that team, and what Blake Cashman and what Minnesota has. It is a great team, very well coached from Kevin O'Connell. That defense with Brian Flores, holy cow, are they tough to be able to figure it out. Same thing in Chicago. We're going to see a whole lot of pressure on the quarterback. Dennis Allen and Brian Flores like to heat it up, bringing pressure on the quarterback and mixing it up in the coverages. We're going to be seeing a darn chess match between Kevin O'Connell, Ben Johnson, Dennis Allen, and of course, Brian Flores from the get-go. I think this game is going to be awfully close. I'll give you a lean a little bit more because we have to preview the difference between DeAndre Swift, how he can be potentially the key in this game. Obviously, everyone wants to talk about Caleb Williams, the quarterback. It's go time for him. This is year 2. He's got his coach. Everything needs to go the right way for him. I'm saying slow down now. Minnesota's got a great defense. A lot of teams start off a little bit slow to start the year. Hand the ball off to DeAndre Swift. Ben Johnson, if he's smart, is going to take that load off of Caleb's plate. Give him 2nd and 4. give him 3rd and 1, or you can hand it off to Swift, or he's not dropping back 3rd and 9. Crazy amount of pressure. That's the exact thing every analyst talks about. If you listen to Kevin Burkhardt and Tom Brady on a broadcast, the difference between 3rd and 9 and 3rd and 1 is on a young quarterback between having to just step back, hand it off, or between having to diagnose what the coverage they're in is, or getting hit while you're trying to throw a pass to the other side of the field, turning and throwing the ball. It's such a difficult thing to do as a young guy, especially against a Brian Flores defense. And that is why first down is the most important down in this game. It's not 3rd, it's not 4th, it's first down, because Chicago needs to pick up yards. DeAndre Swift, you need that 4.5, 5 yards a carry. If you're Minnesota, you need Aaron Jones to be productive. Whoever can run the ball for more yards in this game will win this game. I say that emphatically. I'm confident. It's just like the Ohio State and Michigan game. Whoever's running for the most yards has won that game. Believe it's the last 23 times in a row. That's what it will come down to in this spot. Because if you get behind against Chicago in that secondary with Jaylon Johnson, if he's healthy, we'll see if he's playing, and Stevenson, and Byard and Brisker, and you've got Edmonds. And I didn't mean to just name 6 guys there, but they are so talented and they're opportunistic. Same thing with that Minnesota secondary. You just have no shot when you can just have them pin their ears back. Dallas Turner knows it's going to be a pass. Okay, I don't have to worry about it being a run right through that C gap and having to worry about that. I'm just going to come full blazing ahead. Grenard, Van Ginkel, we're going to come right after that quarterback. Keeping it in 3rd and manageable will be the defense. I think the Bears will be able to do that a little bit better. The likes of Grady Jarrett, people don't give him enough credit. He's been a very good player for the Atlanta Falcons for a while. Dayo Odeyingbo, a wild card for Chicago. That prototypical defensive end in that Indianapolis system, or that system for Dennis Allen, 6'6", 275, athletic, opposite of a Montez Sweat. That defensive line is the biggest question mark of Chicago. You could say that offensive line is, but there's a whole lot of question marks that got solved by some veteran and good, very high-level players that they picked up in the offseason. So I'm leaning Chicago 24-17. Believe it's tight, though. Could see it be even a tie game in that 4th quarter, and it comes down to a drive. Had to go one way. I've got the Bears losing to Minnesota later in the year. I'll tell you that much if you're a Minnesota fan. It's tough on the road perspective in this series. If you go back the last 30 years, a lot of the time it's gone Bears win in Chicago, Minnesota wins in Minnesota. Like, that's the way that this series has seemed pretty much my entire lifetime. It's just been very difficult to win on the road, especially Monday night. That place, the air raid siren on 2nd, 3rd down for Minnesota. J.J. McCarthy's first start on the road. KOC's obviously going to have a game plan dialed up to keep everything underneath. But that's what Chicago has done well for a lot, has been playing a little bit off. Johnson playing 4 or 5 yards off. Stevenson very good in zone coverage, and Edmonds and Edwards can fly around. It'll be tricky to sustain drives against that defense. And then Caleb, I mean, he's got an element of his legs and athleticism that's a level above what JJ has, and of course the arm talent being more so. Does he have Addison, Jefferson? No, but Odunze, Burden, and DJ can be potentially an elevated core if you add Komet and Loveland, and they're all healthy in there. That could rival what maybe a Hawkinson, Addison, a Ty Fulton, who they took from Maryland, I believe the third or 4th round pick, and Jefferson. They could have a comparable receiving core at this point. So an incredible matchup. Holy cow. NFC North showdown. Of course, there's Lions-Packers the day before on that Sunday, but so fired up that football is back, and you get to see a divisional showdown to start off this season. Let me know down below in the comments what you are expecting from this one. Do you think it's a Vikings win? Is it a Chicago win? Do you have no idea whatsoever? You're just going to sit back, put in some deep dish pizza, and enjoy the ride. Maybe it's sausage, it could be cheese, it could be anything you can think of. Just enjoying some football because it will be back and on primetime. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman on the call. Cannot wait. You can expect from Blitz with Blender to see live streams throughout the season, previews, predictions, recaps, breakdowns, all of the above from us throughout the entire year and beyond. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more content in the future, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you.
Best player in college football.
That Georgia and Ohio State game, New Year's Eve, is going to be a classic.
Josh Blunder, hi everybody, I'm Josh